The Hagerty Family Track and Field Complex for the final game of the regular season and the home side for the Florida Atlantic Owls as they play host to the South Florida Bulls for this division matchup in the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference, part of the greater Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association. Devin, Sarah, Wesley Moore to join us in just a moment, but today we honored the 5 seniors on this Florida Atlantic team taking the field today. Chase Wagner, Matthew Lynch, Jacob Johnson, Rex Radbill, rather Connor McGreevy, not Rex Radbill, and Joseph Andrews as part of the pregame ceremony. Head coach Stavros Neocleos and the whole coaching staff able to take a group picture. And the Owls, right now sitting at number 8 in the country, are looking to close out a great second half to the season. They're coming off a great set of wins against Grand Valley State in Southwest Michigan. Also an 8-4 win against North Dakota State. One of the seniors, a hero in that game against Grand Valley, Jacob Johnson. Florida Atlantic erased a 2-goal deficit with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter to tie it up and then move ahead in overtime. And their final division game against USF today means that their conference playoff all but set. They are right now the number 2 seed sitting behind Tampa in the South Division. They're set to take on the number 3 seed in the North Division, Kennesaw State, who right now is sitting at a measly 1-7 record overall. However, only 3 teams in that North Division, so all but locked up for their standings. USF, according to one of the coaches, Chris Fantiaccioni, the operations manager rather for Florida Atlantic, mentioned that USF is mathematically eliminated from postseason contention. So second to last game for Greg Mescherel and this South Florida team. They'll take on Florida Gulf Coast rather to finish their season next week. And going on elsewhere is the Gulf Coast Eagles taking on the Miami Hurricanes, right now going on in a big division matchup. That is going to decide the third and final spot in the South Division and the 6th spot final for the conference playoff coming up here in the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference. So as we get ready to take the field, we're giving you radio style for now as we had some technical difficulties going on with our video stream, but Florida Atlantic wearing their home white uniforms with the owl chrome and the navy blue helmets, white pants and the white socks and shoes. USF going to go from right to left in their green sweaters, green jerseys. This isn't hockey anymore, with the black pants and the white helmets and the white shoes. And Wes Moore, broadcast partner, rejoining the fold. Welcome inside here on Owl TV. So happy to join us, Wes. A great set of wins against Grand Valley State and North Dakota State for FAU, and they're looking to close the regular season on a high note.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, FAU is a team that is built with guys that have been there for a while, and they've all worked together to get to the point they're at now. They started out kind of bad. They started out not well. They started out getting into National 16. But as we were talking to Coach Chris, I mean, he said the tide switched for these Owls. I mean, now they're on top. They're on the 2nd seed in their conference. They're looking in to get a high seed as well in the national tournament. So it's definitely a game for them to keep up their momentum and also look into what's to come.
No doubt. USF, head coached by Greg Mescherel, sitting at 3-4 overall, 0-2 in division. They play here at the home field, Hagerty Family Track and Field Complex, as we have our stream back, and we're just ready to go for the final home game of Florida Atlantic's season. They get ready to take the field. 10 players aside. Remember, there will be 3 attackers, 3 midfielders, 3 defenders, and a goaltender each. And the starter for Florida Atlantic is Alexander Acker, the sophomore out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. This year, goalie of the week honoree. Last year, first team All-Conference and Rookie of the Year. He's going to go up against Winston Auerbach in goal for USF out of Jupiter, Florida. The freshman hosting a 61.7% save and has made 31 stops on 50 shots this year. And, you know, Wes, we talked about some of the keys. Florida Atlantic, one of the best defensive teams in the country. USF, a really depleted roster. What do you think allows FAU to take care of business in this game?
I mean, part of it is just going to be that USF really is just depleted. I mean, they've got so many guys out for injuries, missing the bus, like just a plethora of reasons on that side. And then FAU, I mean, for them, if they just play their game, I mean, that's just a key. They're very good defensively. They have a bunch of guys that can score, for instance, Dylan Meade, Nicholas Perkins, 2 guys for sure that can score. But for USF, it's kind of making sure you don't tire yourself out early because you're going to need it late, and just playing as a team and trying to find something out of nothing, because it's definitely going to be a David versus Goliath battle here. But as I said in biblical times, I mean, David won, so anything's possible here.
That's a good analogy. USF, though, coming off 2 losses to Tampa and Georgia Southern back on March 12th and the 27th. Of course, we said this is the number 8 team in the country, Florida Atlantic. They are looking to go back to nationals where they were semifinalists, lost to eventual national champion St. Thomas. And, you know, talking to their head coach earlier today in Stavros Neokleos, they talked just a lot about trying to get that unique system going, right? They have a lot of younger players on this roster, only 5 seniors. But the big thing he said to us against GVSU, You have to teach guys how to win, and that was a teaching moment for them as they had to come back fashion against the GVSU Lakers. Both teams are gathered at center field, and now we're just about set for the face-off at center field, ready to go for the final home game in beautiful Paradise, Boca Raton, Florida. A sunny 74 degrees. A windy day, however. A breeze slightly to, I believe, the southeast, around 10 miles an hour, maxing out at 5 to 10 miles an hour. But should be a treat. Sunny skies, and a great crowd has gathered. All the families, friends, parents, and staff have traveled all over, and this is a diverse team. Talked about some of the seniors on this group as far as Montana, New Jersey, Omaha, Nebraska. Jace Wagner calls home. And, of course, Joseph Andrews, the Delray Beach, Florida native. One of those few that are from the native state right here in southern part of the United States. We're at center field, taking the face-off draw for the Owls. Cole Struzieri out of New Paltz, New York. Struzieri, rather, the junior. Go up against what looks like Ethan Gross. A rather unmarked number on our roster. We talked to Greg Meshro. He said, hey, some of our numbers may be off today. Just work with what you got. So they'll take the face-off anyways. We're just about set to go. As you mentioned, FAU left to right in those white uniforms. USF in the green and white jerseys. Gathered at center, and we're locked in. Here we go. From Hagerty Family Track and Field Complex, we're underway between Florida Atlantic and South Florida. First scoop up right off the face-off from Struzieri. He'll take it up the field into the attacking box. Right side handed off to Nicholas Perkins, who was terrific against NDSU. 3 goals, and their win back on March 28th, 8-4. The ball cradled by Dylan Meade. This guy has been a dynamo, team leader in goals and assists. 54 points on the year. He is their ex-attackman. You'll see him behind the net, posted up a lot today as the Owls give Folly left wing. They want to get an attack. Sprung left side, looking for thought about taking a ripper was Jacob Johnson. Thought better of it. He has the ball back of the goal to the X spot. Dances around one man, tries to cut to the net, and he scores! Jacob Johnson had the game winner against Grand Valley State in overtime and pots the first goal, and it's 1-0 Florida Atlantic on Senior Day.
And that's just gross stuff from Jacob Johnson. I mean, that's number 17 goal on the year. He's one of the top goal scorers, top 3, I believe, in goals on the team. And, I mean, it's just nasty what he did. I mean, he just cuts up from behind. He sees that he has an opening that USF kind of gave him, and he just took the shot exactly where the goalie was. And, I mean, that's a great start for FAU. They're going to go up 1-0 to start this game up really early.
The senior product out of Ennis, Montero, and he went to the high school with the same name. He's a business ISM major and has his 17th goal of the campaign here in his 12th game. Here's another ripper on goal and a better stop. This one found by Gavin Christopher Richards, and a better one by Winston Auerbach, who gets his first save of the game on the second shot. We're not even a minute in. Florida Atlantic has been pouncing. USF comes back the other way. They set up on the attacking side of the field. Slow, methodical movement. Left wing, Miles Sims has it. Now they'll spring it back to the top of the key. Handling it is Jackson Payton just outside the 12-meter arc. They want to get it behind the goal and set up a play. FAU packing the house, defending well, trying to take a check and press on him was Cole Struzieri. Struzieri, or rather check that, all over the attackers, Tyler Oram for FAU. USF still to the outside. They want to fling it left side. Good presence in goal by Alexander Acker. Sophomore posts up, defending the left side of the goal. Still looking for a shot. Time winding down on the shot clock. They've got roughly 5 to do it. They try to take one on net. It's knocked down. Scooping the ball up, Chase Wagner for Florida Atlantic, and it looks like they'll get out of harm's way. Ball thrown ahead. They wanted to spring one for the midfielder. Tyler Oram, unsuccessful, gives possession back to USF, and the clock will reset. Remember, they have 20 seconds to get over the midfield line, 10 seconds to get inside the box. and you cannot go back over the midfield once you get on the attack. So USF trying to find some way to the middle. Good stick tap by Ethan Siegel. Presses a man, almost won that battle. That was Rex Radbo rather for Florida Atlantic. They're going to say the ball was out closest to the Florida Atlantic player. Lacrosse rules, when it goes out of bounds on a shooting chance, closest guy to get to it out of bounds gets possession.
I mean, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast that FAU, what they do a lot is defense, and great shot there by FAU. But we mentioned earlier that defense is kind of how they go, and they've showed it right off the bat. I mean, the depleted USF offense gets into the zone, and they're unable to do everything because FAU is always there. They're not leaving their man. They're not leaving anyone open, and they're just playing great defense as a team.
Yeah, one of the things that Stavros Neokleos talked about was some of those NCAA transfers they have on this team. Joseph Andrews alongside Chase Wagner, two D3 guys that were prominent on their team. Look, good stutter step by Jacob Johnson. Opened up a lane and finished. Nicholas Perkins, after the 3 goals last week, adds the second, and it's 2-0 Florida Atlantic.
And that's just gross from Nicholas Perkins. Same exact thing that Jacob Johnson did before him. And I mean, he's the leading scorer in goals on the team. He's definitely one of the most experienced as well. So it's just great to see your leading guys going, and that just opens up way more room for everyone else to start scoring, and it just makes things very hard on the Bulls.
The Bulls really let him just walk into that 8-meter arc and fling it past Winston Auerbach. Same exact spot as you said Jacob Johnson scored from. So it's 2-0, roughly 3 minutes or so to go in this, or rather 3 minutes into this first quarter of 4. And FAU right back on the hop with speed. Julian Sparacino behind the goal gives it up to their X-Men, Dylan Meade. He'll carry with it to the left wing. Closest side to our vantage point. We're live from the Hagerty Family Track and Field Complex on the campus of Florida Atlantic on this beautiful Saturday afternoon just before Easter. Devin Sarah Westmore with you. Owls up 2-0. They play behind the goal. Handed off Perkins towards Dylan Meade. And they'll slow things down. Back up top they go with the ball. Handling it, Colin Mayberry. Shadowed. Good defense work by Nicholas Cox for USF. FAU once again takes it up to the key. Trying to make a move. Maximilian Ferrugia. Off to Jack Garisic. Garisic tries to get inside. He's pushed behind the goal, draws in defenders. That opens up space. Trying to take it to the net. Losing handle of the ball was Mayberry. USF player knocked down. They'll just give possession back to the Bulls. Looks like the time violation ran out, so that's what gave possession back. Clock ran out on the shot clock. You're allowed to check players as long as you keep your sticks close to your hand. That's the big thing in lacrosse, checking part of the game, and USF getting better physically. Look out, here's a shooting lane and over top of the goal. Nicholas Perkins looking to find pay dirt again.
And he had all the room in the world to just attack on that net. I mean, he just put it a little bit high. I think he was trying to search for the top corner on that USF net, but it's a great job by the goalie to be able to create that space and disrupt his shot.
Matthew Lynch has the ball now, and Auerbach stuck with him the whole way, made him go top because he was protecting the bottom of his crease so well. Here's an attempt off the body of a defender. Ferrugia for FAU took it, and that hands it back. Spindling with the ball, Aiden MacArthur. It's such a depleted roster. I mean, we talked to their head coach, Greg Mescherl, before the game, and you said in the pregame, they had, I think, 10 guys either injured or didn't make it or whatnot on this 4-hour trek to South Florida. Of course, they are the South Florida Bulls, but they're based out of Tampa.
More central, kind of that area, Gulf Coast.
To the outside, cutting into the net, trying to go low. Good stop by Auerbach. That was Meade looking for his 21st of the year, and the freshman goaltender says no.
Yeah, Dylan Meade, I mean, he's got 34 assists on the team, which is the most, but also he scored 20 goals, so he's one of the best players on the team. He's an all-around player that can do it all.
And St. Augustine, Florida, just terrific. 13 goals in his last 5 games. This ball scooped up by Winston Auerbach. A bit hard from our vantage point to hear, admittedly, so a lot of these calls you're going to see us making judgment of after the fact, but of course, you officials at home can make the judgment of what you see better than we can. But it looks like we might have a free position shot here, and I believe that's what's happened. Before I speak too soon, however, some substitutions are being made. USF brings on Ethan Gross, Parkland, Florida native, the senior as well. Second to final game as a USF Bowl. Of course, South Florida came into this game out of contention for the playoffs. Some more substitutions going on for FAU, but their last game will be against FGCU. They're currently taking on Miami, and that game will basically decide the sixth and final spot in the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference playoffs. So players came on and on for FAU. That's one of the things that Stavros Neokleos has up on a lot of these southern teams, is that they have 38 players in all on this FAU team, and they're able to substitute out players pretty much every 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, definitely a team with plenty of depth, and I mean that's what you need to be able to compete. You need to be good from your first string, but then also your second and third string also need to be solid to step in there when needed and make sure you can hold the ship down.
Division II Florida Atlantic team. Been around since 2011. And looking to make it back to nationals for, I believe, a third or fourth consecutive season. Coming off some conference championships here in the SECL. USF on the attack. Left side, handling the ball is Gross. Comes back to the top of the key, sidestepping a defender. This is Nicholas Cox. Cox still kept to the outside. Time dwindling down on the shot clock. USF has to get it off eventually. They don't. The ball is turned over, and a good forced turnover by Chase Wagner.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go on and on about it all day, especially with a depleted offense. Your defense just gets even better, and FAU, we're going to show it off all the time.
But even so, in the first 5 minutes, you're seeing USF kept to the outside. FAU, some real stymie man coverage, and that's really disrupting the shooting lanes for the Bulls. They've only gotten one on Alexander Acker, who made the stop early in this game.
I think USF is playing kind of a zone defense, where they're kind of just keeping their guys in a spot and trusting them to be able to make the stop when a player comes their way.
Head coach Neokleos talked about drawing defenders in and forcing them out from the 8-meter arc. But they're behind the goal now. Meade wants to have a shooting lane down low, and Auerbach, less than confident, made the stop from his knees again.
It's just confident goaltending at this point for USF. Auerbach's had made some really tough saves. I mean, that's tough right there in of itself. I don't even think he totally recognized that Meade was going on that, well, 5-hole. I don't know if they call it a 5-hole in lacrosse too, but he was trying to get between the legs. And, yeah, he made the stop. He recognized it, split-second reaction, just a great save.
And they're going to need him to be huge, because this Florida Atlantic team has put up a doozy of goals, 128 on the season. Think about just 12 games. That's quite the bulk, averaging somewhere around 21 a game. The most scored on USF this season was 25 against Tampa back on March 12th. And they have lost 2 straight coming into this game. Their last win was against Kennesaw State back on February 28th, 8-7. To the outside, firing on net. Auerbach, another good stop down low. Fired on net by Colin Mayberry. FAU keeps possession, however, and they'll reset the play. Ferrugia kept to the outside. He'll cut to the middle now. Double teamed, lost hand of the ball, good forced turnover, and that allows the Bulls to move it out with numbers. And a strip. Good work. Ground ball picked up by Nicholas Perkins. He's going to come right back into the attacking box. Meade thinks about a shot, leaves it down low, and a great head fake move by Mayberry. Pots it home. 3-0 Florida Atlantic early.
And that's just the assist work from Dylan Meade. I mean, he's got all the goals, but he's also got the assists to complement his game. And I mean, Colin Mayberry, it was just great recognition by him as well to just be able to see, okay, here's a lane, here's where I can go and score. And Meade found him, and he slotted that one in. FAU's up 3-0 now.
No chance for Winston Auerbach. He got head faked once and just moving around that goal crease smartly. The junior out of Jacksonville, Florida, his 17th of the campaign. You know, that whole ground ball play was created by Nicholas Perkins. But give him a secondary assist. There is a timeout called. We got a break here with just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Devin Silva alongside Wes Moore. Final home game of this regular season. And, you know, Wes, we talked so much about in the pregame, but even before the game, the club prominence. Both women's and men's lacrosse teams looking for success going to nationals. The men's club hockey team bowed out at nationals, but they came away with the conference championship. Soccer right there just wrapped up a senior day today. You know, from your perspective, just what makes club sports here so successful, and why do you think they've had so much success over the years?
I think it's just the ability of the coaches to recruit the players because, well, you have to, first of all, convince the players to be like, okay, you're not going to be NCAA because a lot of these players are transfers from D2, D3 NCAA, but a lot of them weren't going to get those offers. And so, first of all, you got to show that you're a good program, but I feel like it's also the school as a whole, as like who they are and what they do and how their academics are, that is like final for these players. I mean, definitely FAU, we're right by the beach. The Greek life is
You could have started
here.
with that. You could have said
like,
it's the beach first, then it's the academics, then whatever else. I mean, look around. I mean, as somebody from Michigan, it's beautiful when you see palm trees like this and a great campus.
It's beautiful here, and I think it's just that, really just the ability of the coaches to tell the players, this is what we got going here. Come here and get your grades up and then play some lacrosse, play some hockey, play whatever you want, really.
And it's not even like a smoldering hot day. It's 74, sunny. You told me don't wear a suit because you're going to be dying, and I kind of took your word for it, but it's a beautiful day with a little bit of a breeze going.
I promise it was hotter before midday.
It usually is, right. As we approach the start of spring and get into the summer. Off the face-off, good win by USF there to get possession. They're down 3-0 early here. 3 different goal scorers. Started 30 seconds in from Jacob Johnson, followed up by Nicholas Perkins, and the latest, Colin Mayberry from a great assist by Dylan Meade, drawing in defenders. Picking the ball up was Perkins off the ground ball. He was called for a violation. This one's going to be handed back to USF. Believe it is swung left side, and they're still in the attacking zone. Boy, another. Look at the long stick work. This one by Julian Sparacino. Now, he's a long stick midfielder, which, of course, you can have as many as 4 guys on the field with long sticks. It's 3 of the defenders, and then that's the 4th guy, and he uses it better than almost anybody in the country. The junior out of Landenberg, Pennsylvania. 29 ground balls, 14 caused turnovers this season. But USF has it at the top of the box, and they're going to get back to work. They need something in a hurry. Jackson Payton hands it off right side. They're still kept to the outside. Florida Atlantic not allowing anything room in the middle of the field, and that's causing havoc for USF. You see them going around the horn with it. This one is carried. They go left side. Pass to Brandon Crispino is knocked away, and out goes Florida Atlantic with the possession.
Yeah, the goalie, Alexander Acker, that's his first shot, good save. He's in my Spanish class, actually.
Me no hablo español, but I hope you guys are good at it. Here's a great save. That was Winston Auerbach, just a laser beam fired toward the goal. I believe that was Jason Anton, and the winging attacker is stymied by the freshman netminder. Just up the road in Jupiter, Florida. And, you know, interesting enough, when I talked to Stavros Neokleos before the game today, Auerbach was one of the goaltenders that he was looking at to bring to Florida Atlantic, and simply put, decided to make a choice for USF, and that's how it goes. But, I mean, he's got Coach Neokleos, a great goaltending group here. Alexander Acker has been a great young presence. Michael McKeon, and then Lahey Falashini. It's all gone right for Florida Atlantic in the recruiting-wise the last couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, part of it, it's club sports here at FAU. A lot of us students here, we joke that club sports are better than shot wide, but club sports are better than our NCAA athletics here because, I mean, we're just wrapping up championships and conference championships. I mean, everybody's winning as far as club sports-wise here at FAU.
And winning to the attacking zone. Perkins fired on goal, and another one shot wide. Jacob Johnson, that latest shot, and then that one put wide. But he is a fearsome attacker, midfielder. And you see how much room Florida Atlantic has to work in this game. You think about when Grand Valley, they had to come back. They had two really clutch goals late. We're down by 2 with 2 minutes to go. Here's cutting to the middle, trying to get in the 8-meter arc, and knocked off the ball was Jack Garisic for Florida Atlantic, a grad student. They really proved to themselves that, you know, speaking in what do you call it? Not exact verbiage, I don't know the word, but Stavros Neokleos talked about learning how to win, and that was the big thing that they figured out against Grand Valley State, and that's a nice finish. Jack Garisic puts it home, past the defender, and make that 4-0 in the first quarter for Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic's firing on all cylinders right now. Honestly, it could be worse. There's a lot of times where a goalie is single-handedly keeping them from getting blown out, and that's kind of what we're seeing right here early. But definite inspired play from FAU.
And to finish my point, I was paraphrasing. That's the word I was looking
there
for.
We go.
God,
I couldn't think of it either. Yeah.
I went to another mid-major school called Central Michigan, and I might have to go get a little bit of a master's degree at Florida Atlantic somewhere, because it seems like I got to go back to school. But, you know, jokes aside, I mean, what a good goal by Jack Garisic, and you're just seeing that right now. USF seems like they don't have any answer, and their goaltenders come up big. Otherwise, it'd be even more of a score right now.
It's kind of like those FAU M3 games where Seth Fisher is single-handedly keeping the team from getting blown out 20-0.
Oh, bringing it back to hockey. Well, you can call this field hockey in a way. Devin Sarah, Wes Moore with you. First quarter just winding down. We just have over 2 minutes to go in the quarter. It's handed off right side for Nicholas Perkins again. He scored the second goal of 4 in this first quarter. This is Meade behind the goal, assisted on Maybury's third of the first part of this game. To the middle, trying to sling one and through 2 defenders. Ethan Siegel, the freshman, put one towards goal just wide of the left post.
Yeah, and that's just a sign of confidence by your freshman. Your entire team, they're playing so well, and you just sling it right there. I mean, they're definitely playing well.
And it's a lot of their ability to dodge defenders. I mean, you see how they're able to stutter step and get on the tracks. And USF, they're going to have to think about some of the endurance. I mean, they've got 12 players that can move the ball. I mean, look at their bench. They've got maybe 3 guys that are laying over there for head coach Craig Mesherel. So it's an all-hands-on-deck effort for the team in green. And they're going to sling this one forward to nobody in particular, just given right away. I believe that was Aiden MacArthur for USF. So a bit of frustration, miscommunication. Federico Gonzalez-Reyna, number 13 in green, wondering what the heck are we doing with the ball?
Yeah, that ball is not coming back at all. I mean, I think he had the idea to catch one of his teammates down low on a fast break kind of opportunity, but just very, very long pass.
And allowing it to go the outside. This is handled by the goalkeeper, Acker, for Florida Atlantic. And Acker says, I'm going to take this ball myself. He'll go all the way to the midfield line and then back.
Is the goaltender allowed to cross the midfield line? I was curious if he was trying to just take that himself.
I don't believe so. The rule is if you have a defender, you have to replace a player with another one, aka like a midfielder if the defender's going to bring it up. You have to have 3 players and a goalkeeper in your own zone no matter what. So I believe he's not allowed to. But Florida Atlantic is right back to the box with Jacob Johnson. A check laid by Jason Anton. Gets the ball free. Handling it, Nicholas Perkins. He'll find room. Cycling. Low to high. Maybury. Moves the defender. His shot blocked. Allows a scoop for Auerbach. And the Bulls are out of trouble for now.
I think the onslaught of FAU is just continuous and just brutal. I mean, there's so many shots just going on the USF net. I mean, and they're just, I think USF's getting tired a little bit early. There's a big hit.
Yeah, that one was laying the lumber of love. Was Perkins getting decked to the field.
Feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, looked like an unmarked player on our roster for USF, and he apologized for those missteps. We have a lot of players with X's on this green roster, and then a couple of others that we don't have marked. But another displacement. I believe the quarter has come to a close. So Florida Atlantic feeling good, pumping their arms as their group comes off the field. Joseph Andrews, a senior defensive player out of Delray Beach, Florida. Happy about the way this has gone. And Wes Moore, what has led to so much success in this 4-0 lead for the Owls?
I mean, it's just FAU being able to do exactly what they want when they want it. I mean, the zone, I think it's a zone, is what USF's trying to run, basically. It's not really working. I mean, in order for a zone to work, you need to be able to see the player penetrate and then replace, and then keep replacing and replacing until it just keeps going. It's an endless flowing cycle, and they're just not replacing. I mean, FAU players make the cut in, no one's stepping up to be able to cut them off, and they're just having wide open chances. I mean, inspirational play by Auerbach in goal for USF is really what's keeping this game from being insane deficit at the quarter.
Yeah, he's had, and what we counted in this quarter, 6 saves overall, 4 goals. That's 10 FAU shots towards him, and not even all those on goal. So you tell the story, and for Florida Atlantic, they're trying to finish the regular season on a high note before they will play Kennesaw State in their conference playoff coming up. The number 3 team out of the North playing the number 2 seed just behind Tampa. Both 1 seeds got a bye to the semifinals, so we'll have quarterfinals from the Bulls Complex in Jacksonville, Florida. Be sure
they called a timeout.
And a nice finish out of that was Jack Garisic. So if your estimate is right, a little hard to see the time. That's 5-0 it would be in the first quarter.
Yeah, Jake Garisi, I mean, it's his 5th year of eligibility on the team. He's definitely one of the long-time players on the squad as well. Also, a guy who really just contributes in any way he can. I mean, he's played 10 games, scored 10 goals, 4 assists, and bunch of shots as well piled on for there. So when he tries to get involved in the offense, good things happen.
And that's his 12th of the year. He's got back-to-backs in this game. And what we believe is the quarter, again, forgive us for not seeing the score clock. That is, what do you call it? Like, feels like it's 2,000 yards away across the field. We'll get it right at some point.
Eons away, and it looks like it was built in the 1920s.
Right?
So
it's so small. I mean, I do know Lacrosse somewhat has time limits as far as what your possession goes, and the clock can stop. However, I don't think Florida Atlantic cares very much right now. There's a shot on net, and a great stop from Auerbach. Actually, did that go through? Auerbach, the ball, he just fell down, and then it did miss. Thank you, yeah. Our cameraman Riley giving us, I thought so, yeah. So a great stop by a freshman goaltender who's just had all kinds of work go against him, and now I believe that's the end of the quarter.
I heard a horn go off, so I hope that's the end of the quarter.
Yep. So that's okay. That's the quarter end for sure. Okay, so it's 5-0 at the end of the first. It is fourth quarter. That's right, Riley. Who will get us some great interviews post game for you right here on Owl TV. We appreciate all of you joining us here from the Track and Field Complex,
especially on a day that's really it's made for the seniors. I mean, it's for them to have an opportunity to showcase what they've been working on for the past 4 or 5 years, depending on how long they've been with the program.
Yeah.
And it's just an appreciation of what they've done as well. So it's a great night to have them, day, to have them out here just playing the game that they love and us doing what we love as well.
Absolutely. And some other news around the conference to keep your eye on. Florida Gulf Coast and Miami are underway from Miami's Track and Field Complex, somewhere in Coral Springs. They are fighting for that 3rd and final spot in the South Division. Of course, we'll play the 2nd seed in the North Division, and could be anyone from Georgia Southern or North Florida. Still the number 1 seed kind of vying between those 2 squads in the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference. Two South Division teams, Florida Atlantic, second in their division. USF, dead last with an 0-3 division record. And head coach Greg Mescherl for USF talking to the officials across the field. Getting you an update on our things around the country. And the last we checked, this is a number 8 team in the nation, Florida Atlantic. Remember, the MCLA, the national governing body, they went by the coaches poll, and we got a little confused in pregame. Not the top 20 poll they released on the website. Those are two different things. Kind of like an AP poll versus a college football playoff for, layman's terms. But this is how it looks in the top 15. St. Thomas at number 1, Cal State San Marcos 2. Tied for third in the coaches poll is College of Idaho and Air Force. A bit of a tricky situation there. Followed up by Montana State, Montana, the Grizz. Number 7, UNC Wilmington. Your number 8, Florida Atlantic Owls. That's the one that matters. Top 16 teams go to nationals. You got to be within the top 12 at large to be somewhat safe for that because there are auto bids in there. Grand Valley State, who the Owls beat in overtime last week, at number 9. Coastal Carolina at 10. The Tampa Spartans, number 1 in the South Division, at 11. Rhode Island at 12. UC San Diego 13. Wake Forest 14. And North Florida 15. Georgia Southern, the 16th and final team for the at-large rankings. We're back underway for the second quarter. Off the face-off, carried by the Bulls, Brandon Crispino. Dade City, Florida, the sophomore calls home. Number 21 in green. Taking up the fields. Here's Jackson Elms for FAU. They switch right to left. Good stick save by Winston Auerbach. That one caught him right in the middle of the shaft.
Yeah, that was just a great save, again, by the freshman goaltender. And that's just a really good thing to see, especially against such a high-powered team that FAU is. If you're making so many good saves, then it gives you hope for the future. Because he's just a freshman. He's got 4 more years of eligibility here, hoping no injuries happen to him, of course. But 4 more years of eligibility, and he'll be a mainstay on this program if he keeps it up.
There's already a lot of great young role players on this team. Perkins, Siegel. We talked about some of their midfielders, Hudson Miller, Owen Myers, guys that are going to be around here. There's a good shot low and finished. Who else? Dylan Mead, number 1 in white, gets his first of the game finally, and it's 6-0 Florida Atlantic at the start of the second quarter.
It's 1 goal, 1 assist for him already. I mean, Dylan Mead, best overall player on this team, a lot of people would say. He's the best overall player on the team, as a lot of people would say, and it's just all his show so far this game.
An assist and a goal unofficially. Florida Atlantic taking off and gaining flight against their cross-state rivals. It has gone their way in this series the last couple of matchups. Florida Atlantic has won 4 of the last 5, and saw some of their previous head-to-heads. USF won 2 matchups ago, an 8-6 close one, but since then it's been all Florida Atlantic. Big scores, a lot of different guys getting on the board, and they've had some seniors in those games be big. Jacob Johnson, one of them, the senior number 5 in white. He's got himself a goal, the opener back in the first quarter, and followed up with 5 different Owls. Now, I'm running out of room already on my score sheet for this FAU performance. They're right back on the attack, right wing side. Matthew Lynch tries to cut in, and a great finish. Make that the second senior, Shrewsbury, New Jersey native, with his 10th of the season.
Yeah, that's just, I think USF's starting to get really tired now. I mean, they fought them off a lot early, and just, you knew eventually that a lot of those good chances that they were putting wide or putting too low or just doing something a little bit wrong were eventually just going to start getting figured out. And I mean, well, they're figuring it out now, as USF's definitely getting a bit tired, and they go up 7-0 really early in this game.
Florida Atlantic not taking their foot off the gas by any means. A 7-0 stranglehold. USF has only mustered 1 shot on goal towards Alexander Acker, who plays behind You're seeing it in front of your screen on the right side of the field. A turnover forced by Joseph Andrews. And USF feeling the pain right now. They're trying to strip the ball back. Good work down low. This is for FAU, Isaac Königsberg. Carried up with speed. Lucas Fritz. Left side flung over the goal by Jason Anton, and that goes out of play. Believe it was closest to an Owl, and that keeps possession for them. Dylan Mead, left side, swings it back for Jason Anton. They'll go to the top of the key. Entering the fold, Maximilian Ferrugia. The junior skips. Step and a jump. Florida Atlantic had to be careful not to be offside there. Rushing back and getting what looks like to the bench maybe for a substitution coming up. Hudson Miller. Ball off the ground and a shot clock violation, it seems, for FAU.
I think FAU just kind of got complacent there a little bit. They just started cycling the ball around the top of the key a lot, and they just got caught sitting and couldn't get a shot off in time.
Yeah, you saw them go back to the top of the 12-meter mark a couple of times for Colin Mayberry. They didn't get a shot, but the right back in the rush. Ferrugia cut inside, and saying no on that was Winston Auerbach. Good hustle and execution now. And you see it just when FAU, they have to cough the ball up. They just spring it right back. And USF, with their limited roster, forced to play in their own zone and play in that zone formation defensively. Jason Anton, he's shadowed. Good work by Dominic Colantino, a defensive senior out of Naples, Florida. Has 5 caused turnovers this year for the team in green. To the middle, Mead to the net. Auerbach.
Don't think he made that save. I think that's another goal for Mead.
Yeah, it is. And Mead, second of this game, 8th for Florida Atlantic. It's 8-zip for number 1. 22nd goal of the year, 15 in his last 6 games now. And you think about the ex-attackmen and how many different weapons they have. I mean, they're already at 6 different goal scorers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, FAU they're showing the versatility of their offense, but also showing that they can score in multiple different ways. You have guys cutting from behind the net in to make a goal. You have guys scoring from the outside. You have guys cutting inside from the side and then scoring. It's just a really complete team for FAU.
Much to the delight of the great crowd we have on hand. Florida Atlantic parents, family, and friends all gathered with their signs. We had one of them blow away before the game started because of the wind conditions that have died down now. It's still a little bit breezy, but mostly now sunny skies here in the late afternoon.
Don't jinx us, Devin.
Don't jinx us. That's what I do best. That's what the announcer's job is to do. Just like we've been saying, we haven't said the SO word yet. There's still over half this game to go.
True.
USF, though, not putting up much of a fight right now, is moving in with speed to the outside, and a great finish. That looked like,
I believe that was number 10, Ethan Siegel.
Yeah, good
for the goal. He was very, very excited about scoring that one. I mean, he just came in hot and just ripped the ball in the net. I mean, that's a guy that doesn't really score that often either. It's a freshman. Played all 11 games, but only 1 goal. His second on the year. So just, you mentioned versatility. There's another different scorer for the FAU Owls.
I believe Isaac Königsberg carried the ball up, so he might get an assist on that as well. Number 40 out of Rockaway, New Jersey. At the faceoff at center, tightly contested. And sprung away from Cole Struzieri. With the ball for USF on the left side of the field, Ethan Gross. Replaced. Behind the goal, the X-Men, Jackson Payton. Up top, handling it, Ethan Gross. He'll walk back to the middle of the field and re-enter the box. Gross. Pressed hard. Good defensive work by Lucas Fritz. The handoff to the middle. Broken up. And unable to get any kind of shot away. Number 35 in green, another unmarked player on our roster. Trying to fling this forward, coming the long stick. Boy, and look at how FAU just gets right back in the attack 5 seconds later. Off the ground, Chase Wagner, help coming on the back end with forwards, or attackmen rather. Sidestepping a man, Joseph Andrews. Very vocal crowd still, despite this being a 9-0 FAU lead. Jason Anton has it. He'll go back up top. Swing it this side for Andrews, the senior out of Delray Beach, Florida. Looking off defenders, Nicholas Perkins for FAU. Andrews, he's ready. He'll load up the gun. Thinks about a shot. Kept to the outside. Perkins. Give it right side. Carrying forward is Colin Mayberry now. Mayberry stood up by Jackson Payton. Still with the ball, Florida Atlantic. Time dwindling down on their shot clock. Siegel, right side for Mayberry. With speed, this is Sheridan. Griffin Sheridan to the middle, stick poked, and the deflection off the ground gives possession to USF.
But
right
another USF. I mean, they just give up the possession when they give it right back. It's like, I don't even know.
Another unforced turnover. That allows a reset of the clock. Perkins fires, and he put it wide of the right post. And yeah, you're talking about just some unforced turnovers here. It's not like FAU is doing anything special. USF just so tired playing that zone defense, and nothing comes out of it. Some active work. Guy we've been seeing all over with the long stick is Hudson Miller, the freshman out of Annapolis, Maryland. And we've said just about every age group you can for Florida Atlantic, they've had involvement. It's a 9-0 score. We're just past halfway of the second quarter. It's halfway through this game. Trying to carry the ball and getting hauled down in front. That's going to be a call. Federico Gonzalez-Reyna got split to the deck by 2 players. I believe they're going to get FAU for cross-checking.
Yeah, that was a really big, nasty hit that just got him. I mean, don't really want to see that. It's great to see him get right back up. I mean, Cross, a lot of tough players there, but.
So USF will go to a man-up situation here with the foul. And heading to the penalty area, let's see. It looks like Chase Wagner. So Wagner steps out. USF, player up, will get the attack. Off the whistle, making some substitutions. Getting the go-ahead is Ethan Gross. He'll fling it this way. Starting from the outside, USF only 1 shot in this game. They need something badly here. Brandon Crispino with it. The handoff, Crispino, right side again. Flung deeper to the X-Men. Far key. Top of the 12-meter arc they go. Just around the horn, they're complacent with that. Florida Atlantic showing the zone defense. Right side. Outside of the 12-meter arc. The handoff for Crispino. Jack Fox. And the ball rolls away from everybody. That'll allow a contention at center field. Whistle is called and the free ball to USF.
Yeah, I mean, how you beat a zone is you find the openings, you find the small holes that aren't filled by a defender, an FAU player for this instance. And, I mean, part of it's just searching. Part of it's just being able to recognize it, and another shot goes high. But part of it's just being able to recognize the game and see, okay, this is what they're playing. This is where my spot is, and this is where my entry point is. And to be able to recognize that and be able to find the shots.
Jackson Payton flung it, wouldn't go. There's a low shot, and it's in. So the finish that USF needed by number 35. Again, we'll get you confirmation at the break, but USF is on the board. It's 9-1.
Really quick, good score by USF. I mean, you don't want to get blown out. I mean, that's just a loss of morale at that point, especially when you're trying to end the rest of your season as well as you possibly can. But, I mean, it's just any momentum, any way that you can feel better about your team in such a hard, tough game like this where you don't have all your players. It just feels good to score. It feels good to get back on track and have something to actually build on. It's crazy to talk about having stuff to build on when it's still only the second quarter, but it's just something to build on for your next game.
Gave our USF fans to our right something to cheer about, and good on them. It's been a all Florida Atlantic duel at the start of this game. Time winding down here in the second quarter. Back to the attack, go the Owls. Handling it, Jacob Johnson. He opened the scoring way back in the first quarter. 30 seconds in, Dylan Meade slings it. Zipped back to Johnson at the top of the 12-meter arc. Left side, this is Jason Anton. The winger has one of the most lethal shots in the country. He'll take one on the net. Auerbach was ready and caught it the second time.
That was a great shot by the FAU player, number 9. Forget exactly who he is. We'll find it on the score sheet as soon as I can. But I mean, that was just a great shot. Went up high, good jump, put it on net, and it was just great recognition by Auerbach again to be able to catch that ball.
Anton was a bit snake bit in this game early on. Still doesn't have a goal officially among the 9 we've had so far, but he's mustered a shot on goal and 3 attempts overall to start this game. Jacob Johnson pushed to the outside, somehow kept the ball in bounds. It was intended for Hudson Miller, stolen, and USF tries to carry out with speed, getting through checks. Dominic Colantonio for USF. He can't get through the third body, and it's a steal for Dylan Meade. Caused turnover for number 1 in white. He'll stutter step. He'll go inside and just put it wide.
And can we go back to the hit that Jacob Johnson took right there about at midfield towards the end line? That kind of caused the turnover. That was just big, good, strong hitting from a team that's tired but not lacking in physicality.
You saw the forced turnover against Colantonio. Looked like he was trying to get through the vines there, just flinging his arms everywhere, and the ball came free. Trying to take the chance upfield is USF. Most possession time we've seen them in this game, coming off that man-up goal. But a turnover and a ball given to FAU. Believe we have just over a minute and a half left in the second quarter here. We get a quick whistle. Too quick with it was the USF player. That was Ethan Gross. And head coach for FAU, Stavros Neokleos, not happy with the officials right now stopping play. You have to wait for the official's whistle in order to resume play. Now what happens? Dylan Meade takes it to the front of the goal. Right side, a flung, and it's blocked. Stepping in the way, Jacob Johnson. That looked like, I believe, Jack Fox.
That's definitely late in the quarter. I mean, the clocks ran out on my screen and can't see all the way over there, so it's just, what is going on? Another goal, maybe.
Yes. And the finish, it seems, carrying the line, Nicholas Perkins.
The leading scorer again for FAU. I believe that's his second goal on the day, and that makes double digits for the Owls.
So Perkins, and that's at home, makes the third player with 2 goals in this game for FAU. And now I'm really running out of room on the score sheet.
Just like hockey, FAU versus Lynn. Both of them were fighting. Another score sheet filling game. Think that's halftime.
I believe so. We did not hear the air horn go. Of course, announcers, you expect us to know everything. But none such happens here. Devin Serra alongside Wes Moore. We're having fun here on the final regular season home game, and such an impressive mark. This team, the women's lacrosse team, both seem to be nationals-bound teams. And, you know, the pride that we talked to, I mean, we asked Chris Fandiaccioni, the operations manager, who's been here for a long time, a couple of different questions, but he just went on and on about the prominence and success this Division II team has had in the league. And they could be a Division I team, but they are still vying for that first national championship here in Division II, and this seems like as good a team as they've had ever.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the thing that's different about this team, that's different from teams in the past, is really just depth. I think it was just a timeout. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just depth for the team. And this team just has way more guys. I mean, 38 total guys on the roster. And then just top to bottom, you got guys on the very top. Some of their best players, obviously Dylan Mead, Nicholas Perkins. You got a face-off guy, Brandon Huff, who's only lost 17 face-offs all year. So you just got guys top to bottom that can play, they can be physical, they can win at different parts of the game. And that's how you build a winning franchise. That's how you build a winning program.
And that's one of the big things that Stavros Neokleos talked to me about, was they're finding different ways to win games. I mean, they pride themselves about being one of the best teams off the ground. So physical, strong defensively, but they're proving their offensive firepower. I mean, their counterattacks have been terrific. They've scored a couple of them off rushes, and systematically when they've had to, it's all going FAU's way, as it's a 10-1 game just before halftime. And here's a rush for USF the other way. They're going to slow things down and get the ball behind the goal. Check that to the far wing now. USF content with some substitutions. On comes a new player for them. This one we do have on our roster. That's Brant Murray. A lot of seniors on this USF team getting big minutes today. Behind the goal, they set up shop. Brandon Remedios to the top of the key, backing up with it slowly. Jackson Payton, he's shadowed. Stick lifted by Chase Wagner. Wagner forces him to reset once again for Brant Murray. They feed it deeper from the X spot. Inside the arc, good stop. The first quality of Alexander Acker in this game. And now a player taken down. And time reset as motioned by the official. So USF gets to reset the shot clock. To the outside again. On the near wing. Defended well. Getting in the way. Good efforts by Colin Nance. Vero Beach, Florida Junior for FAU defending, number 48 in white. Once again, packing the house, trying to go low and saying no. Alexander Acker.
It's a great save by Acker. I mean, he knew where that ball was going the entire time, put his net down, just made the save. It was tough, but easy for him.
First time we've seen USF try to shoot on that spot from him, and he made a good stop up top and then low, and a rebound given up. Juicy one in the low crease, unable to jam it home. Miles Smith for Florida Atlantic. That's a freshman out of Melbourne, Florida, getting a good look. And the other freshman netminder, who I know the score says 10-1, but has played really well, Winston Arbach, has not had a lot of help. USF back to the offensive box, and they are needing something, even numbers. Their only goal came a man up for cross-checking back in the early second quarter.
And the amount of shots on goal that's been on Auerbach as a goalie is just insane to me. Like, FAU spent so much time in their zone. It's only like now late in the second quarter that USF's getting a little bit more time, but still it's not even comparable to the amount of time that FAU's had possession.
And an unforced turnover again, trying to cycle the ball to the outside, carried by Miles Smith, number 20 in white. He's going to hand it off. Trying to go to the net was the Owls' Nicholas Perkins. And I'm seeing 15 seconds left on the clock. But Both goaltenders head in, and that is halftime. So, after what was a dominant first quarter, it was followed up again by FAU. And that is where we sit at a 10-1 score. It's all going the Owls' way here on Senior Day. You're watching this MCLA and the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference matchup in Division II between Florida Atlantic and USF on Owl TV. Well, announcers are wrong. I usually am, especially. There was a timeout, not halftime, but I know I don't have the greatest eyes, folks, but I'm pretty sure there's like less than a minute left till half. So FAU gets one more chance on the attack, trying to reverse defenders and throw it on goal. Ferrugia unsuccessful. And there is the halftime. So thanks. Yeah, we got a timeout with like 10 seconds left in the quarter, and now it comes. So it's officially halftime, 10-1. Wesley Moore, it's been all FAU in this game and then some, and they're on their way to finishing out the regular season on a high note.
Yeah, that's really the name of the game. I mean, FAU just needs to continue taking momentum from this into their postseason, because that's the same thing that happened in hockey too. I mean, FAU hockey, they ended their season very hot, had some midseason struggles, ended their season hot, took it into the postseason, made it past regionals, got into the national championship, lost all three, of course, but still great run for them in a new conference. Same thing here. FAU has a chance to win some good games late, and then they can just take it home all the way. I mean, their wins late are really good too. I mean, they got the GVSU win you mentioned, a 14-13 contest that went the FAU way. They beat NDSU, they beat Miami, they beat FGCU. So they beat a lot of good teams, and it's a lot of confidence for a team looking to make a deep run this postseason.
The American flags are flying, kids are playing, and some people are taking a leisurely nap here. It's all happening from paradise. Boca Raton, 10-1. Florida Atlantic leads at halftime over USF on Owl TV. We're back with you live from the track and field complex here at Florida Atlantic. It is 10-1 in favor of the Owls. They are putting the beat down on their cross-state rivals who are with a depleted roster and trying to hold on in what is a great senior day. Devin Severa alongside Wes Moore. 7 different goal scorers, 2 of those with multiple. Nicholas Perkins, Dylan Mead, and I believe Colin Mayberry, but who's counting at this point? You know, FAU, we knew they had the offensive firepower, the defensive prowess, but this is just all one-sided as they close out the regular season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, FAU is just proving to everyone here that they're the powerhouse that they are and the powerhouse that they've said they are. And really, it's just a chance for FAU to show off really what they can do, as there's a quick stoppage of play going to go USF's way. But when I went to go grab some water from the USF bench, I heard the coach talking about what he wanted the players to do. And it's actually very interesting what he was saying, because he was trying to say how USF, in order to get back into this game, they need to be able to basically take FAU's own game and throw it back at them. They're like, okay, FAU's setting up down low, we need to start attacking and starting down low. FAU's cutting, we need to start doing that. And sort of just throwing what FAU's throwing at them right back.
It's been a start and stop second quarter. They had 1 goal, the Bulls did, loan of the second, a player up, I believe, from Nicholas Cox. And another good intercept, and the Owls tried to spring a rush the other way. Ball was mishandled and then picked up by Miles Smith. The freshman has had one whale of a game so far. But here come the Bulls back the other way. They get the steal with Jackson Payton. Left side of the 12-meter arc. This has been their game. This patient, methodical work to the outside. It has not worked very well. However, we've seen the FAU netminder all of a sudden make some big stops in Alexander Acker, who is in his own right one of the best in the country. All-American, earned Rookie of the Year a season ago. The sophomore out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, product out of Spanish River Community High School. Assuming he's a Michigan fan, that's a very prominent Wolverine area. There was a fight for it in front of FAU's goal. I wasn't sure if they gave the shot clock violation to USF. Possession goes back to the Bulls. Whistle comes and they start from the flagpole. Left side to the top of the key once again. Nowhere to go for Payton. He's shadowed vehemently by Jackson Elms.
Flag out, though.
So delayed penalty coming up here. Walking the line, defending well, Rex Radbill. And now the whistle comes, and we'll get the assessment of the penalty. It's for cross-checking.
Second cross-check we've seen on the day. Definitely an extra chance for USF, but that's the second cross-check against FAU, so I mean, something to work on is taking penalties. I mean, of course, penalties are bigger in the women's game, but the men's too. I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, that cross-checking penalty in the second quarter allowed USF to score, so they get a man-up situation for the second time today, and they need it badly. They're down by 9 goals. Wayne Gretzky said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and I think USF needs to start applying that methodology now. They're still to the outside. They try to work it across the key. Inside, they try to cut it down low like you said. It doesn't work. They fling it towards the goal, and it's rifled wide.
I think that went right off the crossbar. I think I heard a little bink from here.
Wow.
But
Jackson Payton ripped it. And again, just FAU not giving a lot of space, but to Payton's credit, like you said, found a lane. Wouldn't go, however. Still 40 seconds to go in the man-up advantage. In the middle, a bouncer fought off by the goaltender, Acker. Losing the stick, scooped up, not out. A couple of whacks cleanly. Good defensive work by Chase Wagner. Chases his man all the way to the line. Another foul is called. Let's see what this one's for. They're going to give it for slashing.
yeah, I saw the slash. I couldn't see who did. I'm trying to see the number.
Looked like Chase Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner, he just whacked right under number 36 on the USF Bulls. He just whacked him right under the kneecap, which probably didn't feel very good at all. Yeah, it was Joshua Aguirre that took that hit.
This will hammer FAU even more. USF extended time to work on the player advantage. From the outside, they try to get it to the middle. Bumped off the ball. Jack Fox nowhere to go. And the Owls may have an escape. No. Ball deflected. Coming in, right side of lane to shoot if they want it. Great stop by Acker.
Yeah, that's the inspiring play that you really look for if you're an FAU fan, is the great play by the goaltender to limit USF even having a chance of coming back in this game.
Acker has to get back. They all jam for it off the ground. They're going to say there was a push off, I believe, from an offensive player, but who gets the ball here?
I think they're going to give it to USF.
Yep. On the near side, they get to swing it back in. Still sitting off to the sideline is 2 Owls for a cross-checking and a slashing penalty. Ball flipped in the air. The Owls find space. He's trying to get out of harm's way is Colin Nance, and he will. Here comes the Owls, still shorthanded, moving up the field. This is Nicholas Perkins. He's had 2 goals. Thinking about one, taking it, and scoring! A beautiful finish for Jason Anton, and he gets on the board for the first time today. 11-1, shorthanded.
Yeah, and that was just pure power from Anton. I mean, just right in front of the net, just rifled it. I mean, how as good as Auerbach's bet on the day, there was nothing he could do about that one. Just close range, right top bin on the net. You can't do anything.
All kinds of space, and that's a momentum killer if you've ever seen it. USF had 2 players on FAU side on the sideline. A player up situation, they don't convert, and it leads to a score the other way. At some point, you'd have to imagine we might get a running clock here. There is a rule in high school for that in lacrosse when the score is 10 or more goals. However, not sure if it applies here in the college ranks. A giveaway by USF, and a frustrated player goes off, slamming his stick, and that tells more of the story.
I mean, no one likes to lose, and then no one likes being blown out, and that's kind of what's happening to USF right now. I mean, it's just not the best play and not the game they were looking for.
8 different goal scorers for Florida Atlantic, and they're back on the attack. Inside the circle, and a nice feed down low. They're going to say it's waved off. Getting inside the circle, that's a no goal. That was Connor McGreevy. He just got too far inside the circle. You're not allowed to go within the goaltender's crease. That's what the officials ruled it.
Yeah, that was a good call. He was definitely in the goaltender's crease, and that was one of the seniors, McGreevy, that almost got that goal on senior day that he wanted.
I like the effort and sort of the creativity. Was falling down on the backhand, sliced towards the lower part of the goal, and it went in, but would not count. So it stays 11-1. Scooping the ball up and retreating from everybody is Hudson Miller, the long stick midfielder. They'll pass it up to Chase Wagner. Now Wagner, a defensive player, can enter the offensive box because they have a player back. However, it was stopped by Auerbach. That springs a soft rush for Brandon Crispino of USF. He'll try to spin move, gets stripped, and carrying it out is Wagner again, the senior. And they're going to say it's offside against the Owls for too many men. So,
yeah,
like we talked about, got caught there.
That was a good call. I mean, didn't quite recover as quickly as they would want him to, and referees called him out on that, probably putting a lot of a stricter hold on FAU than they are on USF right now.
Yeah, you're allowed to have the player enter over midfield if he's a defender, but he has to be replaced by a midfielder, and that's what they're saying FAU did not do. Gives possession back to USF. Top of the 12-meter arc. to the outside. Now in the X spot behind the goal. Just around the horn. USF content to play catch. Sort of like a 7-year-old playing with his uncles and his dad and whoever else can join in with a mitten, but it's, in this case, FAU trying to force the steal. They take a couple of whacks at it, and scooping the ground ball is Wagner. Wagner throws it across the field, connects with Radbill. Right side. FAU might have gotten caught with another offside.
I think FAU is going to call a quick timeout here,
Okay.
too, to discuss the offside issues. I mean, I don't think USF's had a single whistle blown against them yet, and FAU really getting called for a lot of stuff. But at this point, it's really just, I think it's good for FAU, too, because you have to have stuff to grow on. You have to have stuff to get better at, and you want to get out all those little kinks and issues early in the season so they don't happen late. And that's really what I think coaches are going over right now and what they'll discuss in practice as well.
So head coach Stavros Neokleos joined the team back in the 2019-20 season just before COVID took over and has skyrocketed this program from what was a okay contender in the college ranks of the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association. But, you know, the part you talked about getting better that he really wanted to see this team is, it seemed like against North Dakota State, they were playing in a situation where the Bison, they rode 10 guys, and what that really means is, you know, they were in a rock fight. Every possession a guy is covered, he's having his stick whacked at, he's having to contest. And in this game, there hasn't been a whole lot of that. It's been USF with the zone coverage. But Wes, to your point, it seems like they're really trying to figure out how aggressive they can get away with on the offensive side, and you see them pushing the limit there with those offsides.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, part of it might be trying to experiment on how fast they can move their offense. I mean, obviously, they're a very defensive team. They like to work on their defense, and defense turns into offense on those chances. But, of course, try new things, figure out what happens.
It's a huge deficit for USF, so with your FAU, you don't take your foot off the gas pedal by any means. They're not showing that right now. They're sliding in. A foot stop by Orbach. That time on Garisic looking for a second. Head fake, throw to the middle for Johnson. Nobody home, and the ball slides away. USF player gets checked and carried out. Nicholas Cox takes it over the midfield line. Into the attacking box comes USF now. Left side of the field, they'll slow things down. As FAU elects to switch players, they're going to put Nicholas Perkins back to midfield. They replaced him with William McCracken, who's a long stick midfielder usually. USF, though, replaces their forwards and starts again. Spin move. Right side, good. Intercept, breakup. That time Chase Wagner got in the way defensively. And here comes the Owls again. With a heap of speed, moving onside. This is Johnson. Dropped it off. Moving with Dylan Mead, who has the ball, cradling in his stick. Waiting for players to come on. They'll throw it towards Garisic. Jack Garisic out of Savannah Park, Maryland, the grad student. Walked it to the middle. Ball was given back and thrown out. USF is going to reclaim it. Their goalkeeper, Auerbach. But FAU, a lot of good zone time there as we are running out of time here in the third quarter. It's 11-1. FAU slowed down their pace of play. Just 2 goals in the second quarter here. After what's been a dominant performance thus far. Bulls back to the attack once again. This is Nicholas Cox. He'll spindle the ball, waiting for players to come on. Stutter step on the gas pedal. A good strip again. That time Jackson Elm stripped the ball away. And moving ahead, Joseph Andrews. Andrews comes into the box. To the net, Anson behind the goal for Mead. Dylan Mead looking for room to go. He'll get pitchforked once, twice, 3 times. Race with the ball back to the outside of the 12-meter arc. For Matthew Lynch, senior out of Shrewsbury, New Jersey. Players switching in and out, and they fire on goal and finish. Maximilian Ferrugia. And the junior makes it 12-1, Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, and that was a great setup by Jason Annan behind the net. Just seeing Ferrugia cutting down, straight down the middle, straight down Broadway, and just scoring it top upper corner. I mean, that's just a great play. And that makes it 12-0. That definitely makes it what a lot of people would describe a blowout. And I mean, Devin, just me personally, like when I'm just sitting here and it's like a blowout, standing up, sitting, just kind of intermittently. But
yeah, you're sitting. I'm always standing. I don't like to sit down, especially with the great crowd we have on hand to see what's going on. But
you know how crazy, how bad does it hurt to get hit? Like as a goalie, you don't have any padding on your legs.
Well, you see how they wear those sweatpants. Those are kind of to help them deflect some of the rubber that comes off on their legs.
Still a rubber ball, though. I know that hurts. I know it doesn't feel good.
Lacrosse players wear less gear than you'd expect. Elbow guards, a chest protector. Of course, the masks are the big highlight. Those are the ones that protect the chrome domes, as you'll call them. Of course, they have some players wear extra padding in their feet, but this FAU team doesn't look like they need them right now. And sending it on goal, Matthew Lynch. Another senior on the board. It's 13-1.
And that's just a great thing. You love seeing seniors score on senior day. I mean, it's just inspiring to everyone watching, inspiring to me as well. Just seeing guys, it's their last home game, their last chance to play in front of all their fans, and it's just scoring, and then you get to be appreciated. It's just a great opportunity for these guys, just putting points in on that last chance that they have.
And surprisingly, unofficially on my chart, we don't have a hat trick yet. We've got 4 different players with 2 goals each, adding Matthew Lynch to that list. I'll let you take your pick now. Who gets the hat trick?
I'm gonna give it to Mead.
I was going to say you've got Mead, Perkins, Mayberry, and now Matthew Lynch to work with.
Well, Mead's unofficially got four assists in this game so far. So
is he player of the game there?
Fortunately not a senior. We'll get interviews from seniors, but.
And the MCLA website does a great job keeping up with the stats, so somebody's going to look back on the official scorecard and you'll see the kind of dominance FAU displayed today. 13-1. I believe we're under a minute to go in the third quarter.
And I like both lacrosses for the WCLA and the MCLA, their websites, from using ACHA and then going to those 2 websites.
Oh, there's another hockey reference for you.
It's glorious. I love the MCLA website. It's perfect.
Okay, I'll say this. After observing hockey for most of the year, how similar is it to lacrosse?
I mean,
I feel the same or no?
There's a lot of similarities. I mean,
okay.
I feel like play setup is honestly pretty similar other than having a guy under the net. I mean, sometimes you have a guy there, but there's a great shot.
Cutting in, Griffin Sheridan. He got thrown to the deck, but finished the goal. That is an excellent execution for number 66 in white, and the sophomore out of Middletown, Maryland, is on the board.
That's just impressive. I mean, he took the contact, got hit, and still finished. I mean, it's just all FAU. What was the over-under for this game?
I believe we put it at a total of 22 is what you said pregame. So
it might get there.
The midfielder with his 4th of the season, he's now unofficially the 9th different goal scorer for the Owls today. It's 14-1. And I would assume the running clock is in action if it wasn't already. I'm sure some MCLA purist out there is grinning his teeth at me for not knowing exactly that. Laptop is dead, admittedly, too. But who's counting?
Nobody's counting.
We're trying to. Cole Struzeri has it.
It's such a blowout.
To the low arc, and that's the best stop of the game. Might be for that goaltender, Winston Arbach. We've given him a ton of praise. He's faced 20-plus shots in this game and now close to double-digit saves in this game. Take those small wins where you can. Wearing number 13 today. He was listed on the website as 31. It's a beautiful day here in Boca. Devin Sarah Westmore with you for the final time this season for men's lacrosse in the spring semester. Owls play good man coverage. Hudson Miller all over it, and he causes the turnover again. What a game this has been for that freshman out of Annapolis, Maryland. He's caused a ton of turnovers in the defensive zone and allows his team another offensive opportunity right wing. Stutter stepping Perkins. He's shadowed well by Federico Gonzalez Reyna. FAU wants to slow it down. They're going to make some replacements on both sides. You see all of that jostling in the middle of the field. That's players getting back from the midfield line because you have to have 3 guys back there. FAU, calm, cool, collected. Jack Garisic out in front. A low shot, saved, and scooped up by Auerbach.
I find it interesting all like the different kinds of shots you can have in lacrosse. You can shoot it from up high, low, angled at the side. Like it's just a bunch of different ways you can throw different things at a goaltender to make him think differently about what shot he's going to face next.
Which one do you think is the most difficult?
I feel like it's the one coming from low because I feel like everyone's accustomed from the overhand just shot going low, coming high to low. Well, it's kind of like the difference of a baseball pitcher throwing overhand, and then the very next at bat you have to face a softball pitcher, and then it's a rising fastball.
It's like a combination of seeing a fastball and then like a tennis swing where you have to go low and sort of scoop clockwise. Yeah. Like it reminds me of that kind of motion where they go low and they bounce it off the ground. You've seen FAU do that a couple of times. They've had a lot of practice, and nice little backhand flip. That would have been a nifty play from Anton over to Garisic. It didn't work. And the ball is given back to the Bulls.
Really like this sport, lacrosse. It's a great sport.
Good sport, good sport. It is. I'm forgetting the name of our British friend who called soccer with us a number of weeks ago. But
Mikey, that's his name.
Yeah.
Mikey Burton.
Shout out Mikey Burton. Shout out our producer Mitch Liswith at Owl TV, watching at home. I believe he is. Wes Moore, co-producer. Our cameraman Riley, doing a great job. Going to get you some post-game interviews as well at the conclusion of this. Somehow we are not done with the third quarter unless I didn't hear the air horn.
They'll probably call a timeout with 12 seconds left or something. And we'll
Fake us out again? Yeah, as if we needed more time to drop a play, you know. It's all right. We take every minute we can get here. But really you do, though, because like you've said, I mean, FAU, they've got to get ready for what's going to be a very much more competitive conference playoff than they've had here so far against USF. The Bulls right now, though, are on the attack. From behind the cage. Looking for a lane. None comes of it for Brandon Remedios. He'll walk it back to the top. Scooped up by Crispino. A handoff to Jackson Payton, and they'll slow things down. Walking the track. Across the field, an intercept. Losing the stick was Acker, who broke that pass up. And he gets help on the back end by Joseph Andrews. FAU will get another exit. A nice saucer over to Christopher Richards. Christopher Richards goes off. As time was dwindling down, the shot by Ferrugia wouldn't go.
I think
And
I just
that's
heard
it.
the officials say quarters,
Yeah.
so.
Everyone must have run out of gas. So we're in the books for 3 quarters. Devon Sarah, Wes Moore. It's 14-1. Final quarter coming up between Florida Atlantic and USF. It's on Senior Day here on Owl TV. Fourth quarter in action as Florida Atlantic looks to close out their final regular season win and go to 9-3-0 on the year. Over USF, they're up 14-1, and right on the attack is Jason Anton and company. They go from behind the goal. Sharp angle try. That bouncer attempted by Perkins wouldn't go. So FAU, we talked about what was at stake in the pregame. They're the number 2 seed in the South Division. They have a date with Kennesaw State, round 1 of the playoffs, a quarterfinal from Jacksonville. But they're right now number 8 in the nation, and if they win today, they'd all but lock up, according to their head coach, Stavros Neokleos, an auto bid at large to nationals. Trying to go back-to-back years. They were the semifinalists who lost to St. Thomas a year ago.
And FAU, the program that they've had has just been so good at lacrosse. And Kennesaw State, you mentioned, that's going to be their first round matchup. That's pretty much set in stone. And there's a penalty. Ref just called it for probably a cross-check. But Kennesaw State had a meeting with the USF Bulls, probably a not as depleted USF Bulls, but still a USF Bulls in of itself. USF ended up winning that one 8-7. So hopefully FAU can come out with that one on top. But yeah, it's club sports. Anything can really happen in any game.
You'd have to think that they're really looking at that semifinal as more of the play matchup. You know, they're playing a North team here first. Tampa seems like they're going to be the number 1 seed out of the South. Georgia Southern and North Florida are still vying for that 1 spot in the North region. We don't know exactly the results of that just yet. But you think about where Florida Atlantic's at. I mean, they're right in the driver's seat to go back to nationals. And, you know, I saw some projected rankings online. They could be looking at playing interconference against like a Georgia Southern round 1. Depends on how the rankings go.
And FAU already beat Georgia Southern this year.
Right.
13-5. So that's definitely a pretty nice path for them if they do end up facing that. But it honestly seems to me that the South Conference of MCLA is stronger than the North, because FAU, I mean, they're 2, and they've beaten some really good North teams or the top North teams.
Yeah, and only 3 teams in the North versus 5 in the South. I was going to look, see
Georgia
if I could.
Southern, North Florida, and who's the third?
Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State, yeah.
Yeah. Bit of a split up there as Vanderbilt departed the North, which was the 4 team there. Now, I did see a page somewhere that had sort of the projected. What's fun about the MCLA is that they have a lot of these reference pages, these local, how do you say it, like these Instagram fan pages, right? And they do a lot of the scouting work and who's ranked where at what time. And a lot of what I've seen is like they've put Florida Atlantic as like a C tier team behind teams like College of Idaho and Air Force and St. Thomas, but they're right in the mix with like a Georgia Southern, a GVSU, a Tampa. So really, I don't know what you've seen today, but I mean they really impressed the heck out of me with just how many players they have that can shoot the ball, but then get back and play well defensively.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we already mentioned this plenty of times on the broadcast. I mean, FAU, this lacrosse team, it's built on defense. It's built on being able to defend any real tough chances. It starts with the great goaltending, and it just expands as you get farther up in the field. So, I mean, it's the way how the program was built that I feel is kind of the main reason why FAU's gaining in prominence. Yes, prominence as of late. Couldn't think of the word there for a second.
Oh yeah, I couldn't think of the word. As it blanks on my head again. Paraphrasing. Thank you. Yeah.
It's either prominence or providence, and I couldn't figure out which one it was until I was like, oh shoot, hey, it's
Providence in the Northeast or Providence from Colorado.
yeah.
That one.
Well, isn't there
It's Colorado.
Providence College?
There
Providence
is.
University? Is
Yes.
that in Colorado?
So there's Providence College in Colorado, and then there's Providence University. That's the one that you think about in basketball.
The Big East, yeah.
That was another hockey qualm is that there's 2 teams that named Providence made the regional tournament in hockey, club hockey, and they both went, and the broadcast had the wrong logo. There's a good stop by Alexander Acker. Well, we haven't said his name a lot today, but he's been good when he's had to be in goal for the first team all-conference member. Oh, they did? Yeah, wait, this is Michael McKeon. What am I saying? Yes. Good first stop of the game for the sophomore, Belmore, New York native. That's just his 12th save of the season, as there's a shot and a goal. Florida Atlantic putting it on. As running off the field.
That's number 88. That was Colin Mayberry. I think that's his second on the game, or was that his third? Let's check the score sheet.
That might be the hat trick. Yeah.
Like being right.
Well, do you have the replay for us, sir?
I'm not as good as
Hey, Riley, who do you think scored it?
It was 88.
Ah, so Mayberry. Yeah, so let's see. I got 1, 2. Oh, he does have 2 goals.
Another player with 2
So
goals.
another one. The 5th player today with 2. That makes it 15-1. We're having a lot of fun here from the track and field complex. We're talking about hockey. We're talking about which Providence is what, national rankings, and we talked about the top 20. So impressive here in Division II. Again, they have this AP sort of voting style, but Florida Atlantic, they are number 8 in the country, just ahead of Grand Valley State, who they beat in overtime a week ago, alongside number 19 North Dakota State. They're chasing top team Tampa in the conference, but they're below them at number 11. So with a win today, it's all going to be sealed that they're on the way to nationals from Richmond, Virginia. You can go to the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association.com website, mcla.com, to find postseason schedules and more. They have a great breakdown, better than me and my broadcast partner could ever explain. If you want to know more, there's a chance across the way, and it wouldn't go. So with Mayberry's goal, 5 different guys with 2 different goals. Of course, this is all unofficial, and you can check the website after the game to see what's final. But the point is, just like we started this game and just like we finished it, it's been all Owls soaring in this one.
Yeah, it's just straight, you just said it, straight Owl offense, Owl defense, just Owl dominance in this game. I mean, it's just, I can't say it enough. I mean, how much this team has impressed me. I mean, this is the second lacrosse game that I've called in my collegiate broadcasting career, I guess you can say. So it's like, no, I know the game, but it's just interesting how, like, you call other games and it's like, oh, okay, that was a close, good game. Oh, okay, maybe there's another.
And another one finished home. That one might be Perkins. And that seems like the hat trick for Nicholas Perkins. Third goal of the day. And we finally can say it officially.
Someone has a hat trick.
Yes, Perkins with the 16th goal of the day. Number 16 for 16. How about that? Out of Jacksonville, Florida, that freshman. Now that's 6 goals in his last 2 games, dating back to North Dakota State. Make that number 28 on the year.
Just so impressive by everyone on this Owl team. It's just utter dominance that I was saying before. Like, I just haven't seen dominance like this in a while for lacrosse or even hockey too. It's just.
And, you know, credit to USF sticking with it. They came to this game with only 3 guys on their bench that they could sub in and out of this game. And beaten and battered team from this season. Credit to them. They've got one more on the year against Florida Gulf Coast on April 12th. That's at the Eagles facility in mid-April.
Is that 16 or 17?
That is 16-1.
Okay, that's
score.
What I thought. Got the scorebook right. I was just making sure.
There you go. Like I said, who's counting?
The amount of goals they've scored and how easy it's been is just, it's crazy to me.
USF trying to muster their final chances of the game. Time is dwindling down in this 4th quarter. I'm seeing 7.5 minutes left. A rush, right wing. Perkins, nice feed, a lane to shoot, and just wide of the goal. That one was fired by Rex Radbill. So number 11 doesn't find the back of the goal, but creates a nice scoring chance, and the Owls keep possession because they were closest to it out of bounds on the shot. This is Dylan Mead. He's got 2 in this game. Mead posts up, hands it off to Anton. The 3-headed monster, McGreevy, the senior out of Long Beach, still looking for his first goal of the season. Anton, right side, going to rush towards the goal. Della Bella, Anthony, nice spin move and a bouncer. Doesn't go for McGreevy. Boy, he wants that one bad. Mead trying to feed it in front. It hopped over the stick of Anthony Della Bella. Owls keep possession, moving in. Colin Mayberry to the net, and he scores the second hat trick of this game, and it is Mayberry who joins Perkins.
There we go. Nice little move there by Mayberry, cutting in, getting outside, and just putting it in. That was just a great play. It's just great play after great play after great play for FAU. 17-1. We're getting close to our over-under with a little under above 5 minutes left.
I believe you're going to need 5 goals in 5 minutes to get to your over.
Come on.
Is that what you said it at, 22?
I think it was 22.
Okay, so, wait, well, okay, over, so 4. 5 to beat it.
Yeah.
As the rain clouds start to look a little darker, it's been a breezy day here at this track and field complex. It's been all day coming south. Look out. That's going to be a penalty on FAU. Jacob Johnson took out the legs of a bull. That was Brandon Crispino. So they're going to get him, and the Bulls are going to a man up for the 4th time today. They only have 1 goal, a player up, and that was way back in the 2nd quarter from Nicholas Cox.
And we've got a timeout. I think does that say 5:01 on the clock?
It does say 5:01.
Awesome.
Great eyes. Do you have 20/20 vision?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay. See, I'm very blessed with the 20/20 vision. That's the only reason I could see it way over here. From your camera vantage point, Riley, our cameraman, Wes Moore on color, Devin Sarah with you for the final time this season. Riley will have some post-game interviews coming up for you here on Owl TV. Coming up following this is going to be, well, women's, I believe, is done for the season.
Do you know where Nationals is? It's in Virginia.
It is in Richmond, Virginia this year. I don't know the name of the complex. It's on MCLA.com, Westmore.
You can find it
and
out.
Audience listening out there.
Yeah.
Wherever you are. Shout out, I believe it was all FAU people. I haven't seen the comment section at all. I hope they don't dislike us. I think we're annoying. We're making it up as we go, right?
It's 17-1. You can only
You know
do
what
so much.
my favorite thing about lacrosse, I've always seen like the crowd participation is unbelievable because you got kids throwing the football around, you got dogs running around. Heck, we had a guy taking a nap on the hill behind us.
It's like a social gathering. It's like a whole family event.
It's a community endeavor. On senior day, some fans set up a impromptu bench area.
I think we just had a death of a transmitter, so I'm going to have to do some actual producing work real quick.
Sorry about that, folks. Lost your video feed. There is 5:05 to go in this fourth quarter. FAU rolling to victory. They're up 17-1 over USF. In what's been a dominant performance, USF, though, trying to muster an offensive chance. They'll swing it around the horn on the near wing. It went through the middle of the 6-meter arc, or 8-meter arc, rather, and it missed everybody and went out of bounds. FAU will be allowed to take over with the ball, carrying it out of their own defensive zone. Ahead comes Tyler Oram on the far wing. Oram threw it out of bounds, tried to look for Jacob Johnson. It went off his body, so on the out of bounds. Owls keep possession, however. Jacob Johnson gives it off to Connor McGreevy. They're in the attacking zone near wing side. Handling it, Jack Garisic. He'll make a spin move at the goal line. Throws it back to the left wing side in the attacking zone. Jacob Johnson and the Owls swing it to the far wing now. They try to throw it over top of the goal, looking for Meade behind the goal. Was Anthony Delabella, missed him. Meade, nice spin move, tries to cut to the net, and they score! That was Jack Garisic with a tremendous move. Spinorama got past two defenders, and he becomes the third different Owl today with a hat trick. The Savannah Park, Maryland grad student pots his 13th of the season. He joins hat tricks with Nicholas Perkins and Colin Mayberry. That's an 18-1 score for FAU with over 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And the wind, once again, throws all of our stuff on our broadcast desk away. Thank you, Wes. Trying to get that feed going back for you. We apologize for any technical difficulties on Owl TV. I believe one of our camera batteries just died. Trying to get that back going for you. With the ball in the attacking zone near wing is Isaac Königsberg for FAU. Whistle is called, off-ball foul, and substitutions are being made by the Owls. Königsberg goes off alongside William McCracken. Some more substitutions being made as we are in a running clock. Just over 2 minutes left. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to be exact. And an 18-1 rout of USF for FAU. Owls. Matthew Lynch starts back up. They hand it off. Colin Mayberry has a hat trick. Gives it to Matthew Lynch in the far wing. They go behind the goal. Handling the ball, Jacob Johnson, the senior. Pressed in man coverage to the far wing. He'll throw it to the top of the 12-meter arc, cutting inside, driving to the net. And a score for Matthew Lynch. Put it past the left foot of goaltender Winston Arbach. and Lynch makes it 19-1. Matthew Lynch has a hat trick. Make that the 4th different Owl now in this game with 3 goals. That is impressive to say the least. Cut from the outside in down low and finished it home. So it is all going FAU's way, 19-1, as we have just over a minute to go. On senior day, they honored 5 of them: Chase Wagner, Matthew Lynch, Connor McGreevy, and Joseph Andrews, and all of them have been involved in the scoring today. As there's 1 minute to go on senior day, the Owls have one more scoring chance. Jack Garisick dropped the ball off to the long stick midfielder Hudson Miller, the freshman. He'll be replaced with Miles Smith, who handed the ball off. More substitutions for FAU, trying to get every player in this game on their roster. The throwback to the match for Gavin Christopher Richards. We'd count out all the goal scorer for you, but we wouldn't have time. Hat tricks by Matthew Lynch, Jack Garisick, Colin Mayberry, among others. This one with 20 seconds to go, handled by Christopher Richards. Trying to get around defenders. Into the 8-meter arc comes Jackson Elms, middle of the field. His stick was lifted, ball thrown out of bounds, and scooped back up by Jack Garisick, but that's it. Florida Atlantic takes this one in dominating fashion, closing out the regular season. 9-3, a 19-1 rout over South Florida. The hat tricks today, we talked about Colin Mayberry, Jack Garisick, Nicholas Perkins, and that latest one, Matthew Lynch. Wes Moore rejoining the fold, a dominating performance for the Owls. We got our feedback up for you last minute, but I mean, they saw all they needed to. It was all dominance by Stavros Neokleos' team today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a shout out to Mitch Liswith, if you're watching. I mean, shout out to you for fixing the stream. Bro, you're not even here and you still fix the stream. So we'll start with that. But I mean, as far as the FAU dominance, I mean, that was just a great effort, followed by a handshake line by 2 teams. It's insane to just, I mean, you can see it too. You see how short the USF line is, and you see just a massive line for the FAU side. So it's just, it definitely showed that one team overpowered the other. And I mean, 19-1, that's some jaw-dropping numbers on a score.
The only goal scorer we believe for USF in this game was Nicholas Cox. 14 different goal scorers for Florida Atlantic in this game, and they had everybody get on the field today. When you enter the playoffs and you see now everything's going to be at stake for them, trying to go back to what was a semifinal loss to St. Thomas a season ago, what do you think is their biggest strength and the thing that they can ride on into the postseason?
I think their man-to-man defense was exceptional today. I mean, basically just watching them be able to take a man and just stick on him the entire time, the entire length of however long they were inside their offensive zone, the USF zone, they just did not let them move at all. And even when they went to, like, I guess you can call it a power kill, and they went into trying to defend that, the zone that they played was so well. Everyone was cycling in, everyone was replacing each other, and they didn't really let too much come in. So those were like the defense was the biggest thing that really stuck out to me. That was like, wow, this team might be legit.
And their defense led by Chase Wagner. He had a lot of caused turnovers today. You think about Rex Radbill, who had some scoring chances even. That's how much fun FAU was having in this game. Defense definitely their pride, but they get the win. Big scoring mark, 19-1 to close out the regular season. Wes Moore, I believe we're going to have some post-game interviews coming up.
Believe so, from Riley. Wait, hold on. Yo, Riley. Yeah. Can you run over?
So we'll find out from Wes if we're going to do some post-game interviews. FAU Gather, we appreciate all of you listening and watching here on Owl TV. It's been a fun day, afternoon. Women's soccer finished up their regular season earlier with a scrimmage. We're going to play Stetson, but unfortunately didn't have enough players. And then Wes called me up for the pinch hit today on Lacrosse, and it was a fun one. So we appreciate all of you coming here. Riley's going to go get someone for postgame.
I'm going to go with
That's
Riley.
going to just about wrap it up for our time here. But Wes Moore will let you take the fold. My name is Devin Sarah. For Riley, Wes, Mitch Liswith, our producer, and the great staff here at Owl TV, saying so long. Final score, Florida Atlantic 19, USF 1 from the Track and Field Complex. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks, man. Hey, man. No, I'll be headed to Michigan by that time.
Owls, Riley Kozak here from Owl TV, checking in with senior night at the end of the lacrosse game. Here we are with number 5. Who do I got with me right now?
Jacob Johnson.
Jacob Johnson. I got one question for you, buddy, at the end of senior night. What was your favorite memory from this season?
My favorite memory from this season was I scored the overtime game winner against Grand Valley State. That was a good one.
That is a memory none of us will forget, buddy. Hey, welcome. Number 2, who do I got here with me?
Chase Wagner.
Chase Wagner. What is the biggest lesson from lacrosse that you'll take into life?
That hard work pays off no matter how you're feeling, how the week's going. Work hard, it's going to pay off one day.
Sweet, love to hear it, man. That's a good lesson. Next, we got number 77. Who do we got here?
Joseph Andrews.
Joseph Andrews. My question for you is, how would you describe your season in one word?
The one word I would use is a roller coaster. I think starting off, we had a great year last year, finishing 3rd in the country. Had a lot of returners, a couple All-Americans. I think we came in very confident, very cocky, knowing we were going to beat a lot of teams, and I think that kind of got over our heads. But then after that loss to Tampa, we've been undefeated so far, and I think every team should probably watch out from now on.
Many highs and lows, but it looks like you guys are coming to a smooth end here after a 20-1 win.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Good looks, man. We're going to move on to number 23. Who do we got here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm Connor McGreevy.
Connor McGreevy, the next senior on our list. My question for you is, do you have any advice for next year's team? Passing the torch, any incoming freshmen, any words of wisdom?
Yeah, so you really just got to buy in, trust the process, trust the coaches. They know what they're doing.
Seems like a lot of good leadership out here. Is there any coach that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Coach Stav and Coach Rawl, also Simi, Goat, and Coach Steve. Miss you, Steve.
Sweet, man.
Alright,
That's sweet, man. Nice to meet you. And then we got Carter again, or no, number 4. Number 4. What was your name?
I'm Matt Lynch.
Matt Lynch.
Yeah.
Welcome to senior night, man. My question for you is, how has your coach influenced you as a player and as a person, on and off the field?
On and off the field, the coaches have just been there since my freshman year. There's not that many guys that stick around, just life happens, but the coaches definitely are a main reason I've stayed. They're great. They were there for me off the field, and they're there for me on the field when I didn't start, and then when I started to get my feet going my senior year.
Sweet. Sounds like a down-to-earth guy. You think you're going to keep in touch after the season? Maybe any for birthday calls or for holidays or anything?
Yeah, we're definitely going to stay in touch. All of the seniors, we're having a nice little party after this. The coaches will be attending, so it's going to be a fun time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's good leadership.
Hey, thank you, man. But yeah, thank you.
All good. And Carter, right?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yes.
My bad. I'm terrible with names.
All good.
Our last question for the night is, do you have any message to leave your teammates?
Yeah, I'd say for my teammates, just win the day, Owls. Just always keep winning the day. That's all.
Short and simple, straight to the point. You heard it here first, Owls. This is Riley Kozak from Owl TV here on senior night, signing off for the end of a lacrosse game with a dominating victory by the Atlantic. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.